Okay, so now, before my battery dies, let's check out this hive. I would like to see what's going on in the bottom of this poly hive. When I switched these bees to the poly hive, I remember the top two boxes were full of honey. This was, half full of honey. I think the bottom was empty. So that's still pretty good. But I'm curious what's going on. I'm curious, are they clustering down below, or are they just not clustering at all? Because they're not cold inside that thing, right? And it's got an open bottom board. And this tilted and all that jazz, and no top entrance, nothing like that, no top ventilation. This is what I was instructed to do with this particular type of hive, so I'm going to follow my instructions. And but I'm curious, what are they doing? Are they, because if they're not getting cold, then they're probably not clustering. And if they're not clustering, though, are they eating more honey, or are they eating less honey? And come spring, am I going to be able to harvest that top box, which is what I want to do? I don't know how this is going to play out, but we're going to find out. Anyway, I just want to see what's going on up top here. This cover is just so light, and there's really no propolis seal. So I'll give him a hit, little hit. Look at this, man. This is interesting. I hope this is a good sign. I don't know. All kinds of bees just sort of quietly milling about, and on the top cover too, and they're just moving slowly. I would either think that was either really cold bees or super chilled out bees, and I get the feeling these are just super chilled out bees. I'm going to take a quick look though to see if they're eating this top honey. And my smoker's going out. Let's just take a look at one of these frames. I just want to see if they're eating the honey. And not really. Man, they are so... they're not moving. Okay, they don't look like they're eating the honey. Yeah, they're just sort of hanging around. They're not... when they're eating honey, they usually are doing something with the honey. They usually... They've got their heads in the honey cells, right? And they're not doing that. Let's just pull this one up. Oops. Okay, well, looks like exactly what it looked like last time I was here. It's capped honey in the middle and empty on the sides. But, good enough. Oh, this guy's got his head in the hole. Head like a hole. Black as your soul. I'd rather die than give you control. Oh, this one's heavy. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is a foundationless frame. Oh, no, it's not. Very nice, though. Yeah, this is... just look at this. This is neat. I don't know. It's cool. Oh, hold on a second, though. I think I see a frame that they're eating. Anyway, there's that. The next frame, it looks like they're eating it. It's right in the middle. And it's still heavy. Okay, so they're eating that frame. I can't remember. I have to check my records from the last time I opened this. But they've either uncapped this honey, or they just haven't capped it yet. And it's right smack in the middle. And maybe that's all it is. They're noticeably chilled out. This is really interesting. They're just not doing anything. They're not reacting to me at all. Let's see. Now, and a little bit of uncapped stuff right there. But super, super, super chilled out bees. This is really interesting. And they're not clustering, but it's a warm day today, so they're not clustering anyway. But wow. Got to say, I am impressed. I like what I see. This might not mean anything. It might not have anything to do with that fact that this is a poly hive. But these bees are like, yeah, you know what? Maybe this is what the winter bees are like. They're just chilled out. They're not in stingy mode. I don't know. So I can see these bees are eating a little bit of that honey, but it's also That might be from the smoke that I gave them. Some of them are gonna just dig into the honey, but look how slow they're walking around. It's not that cold. They should be normally more active than that, but they're just like, maybe they're just so chilled out that they're like, eh, whatever. Anyway, I got no problem with this. I'm curious. I'm gonna have to, I wish I had more time to look into this stuff, but I got a job and all that jazz. But I would like to do some research on this and find out if this is what the bees do in a polyhive. They just chill out. And here they are on the inner cover. Look at that. They're just like, whatever. They're not moving around. You know, they're not moving fast, right? And I don't hear any buzz at all when I open up the hive. Like no agitation. Sometimes if they're queenless, they might not. They can act kind of funny. But this doesn't seem queenless. Like they're not. There's no defensiveness happening here. So I don't mind this at all. And this is my smoker. It hasn't gone out. It's doing the job, but it's also. I don't think the stuff that I've been using, the wood chips and dried grass, is as good as the pine needles or the wood pellets. Anyway, put that out. There we go. Anyway, that's cool. I gotta say, I hope what I see in the top of the hive is what's going on in the bottom of the hive. I hope they're not all dead or something, or out of whack, or doing something strange. But and I wish I could get a camera underneath so that you could see the screen bottom board. I want to know, are they clearing out the dead bees, or are all the dead bees just falling onto the bottom board, the screen bottom board, and staying there? I don't know. I try to wonder about worst case scenarios because I've seen so many worst case scenarios of strange things that you just don't expect. And so the mind just goes in terms of worst case scenarios. But right off the bat, though, I'm not exaggerating. This really, I love what I'm seeing in here. These bees are calm as anything. They're just doing well. I'm impressed. I gotta say, if this stays like this all winter, you know, and I don't have to wrap them, this would be great. I'm not totally sold on this. This cost me about $300 for this single hive, and that's not big enough to add honey supers in the summer. But with honey supers, who cares? This is mostly just the winter configuration. I just want to get my bees through the winter without having to fart around with them. And winter beekeeping in Newfoundland is most of the beekeeping that you're going to do, right? It's the most important part of the beekeeping. Well, it's pretty crucial. I really like this. Anyway, it's $300, which is more expensive more money than I like to pay for a single hive. But if I can get this at a slightly cheaper price, and if I only do this on a small scale, it's not that bad. And it saves you, if it saves me any trouble at all, like if I don't have to feed these bees going into winter, if I don't have to fart around with them at all going into winter, or throughout the winter, and they just come out stronger in the spring, then yeah, it's 100% worth it, because